great. I hear some response over here. Let's see how the stage left doing. Good evening, everyone. Thank you, thank you. Welcome, welcome to China Instituting America's Blue Cloud Gala 2024. Some of you are still getting seasick, no problem. Just want to introduce myself. My name is Di Cai. I am a hedge fund partner by day and a stand-up comedian at night. I'll explain. I was born and raised in China, and it became my personal mission to bridge the perception gap between US and China using laughter and stories. I share the same mission as the China Institute of America. It is an organization of 100 years dedicating in bridging US and China relationship. And tonight is going to be a spectacular night. Look at this. This is a beautiful ballroom. We're at the Plaza Hotel. We have the gorgeous people in the room. And we have quite a few extraordinary individuals to recognize. We have some extraordinary individuals to recognize, and you don't want to miss when they are on stage to speak. These are the people who have made tremendous contribution to this society, and they have expanded and enhanced the relationship between the American and the Chinese people. And also, China Institute would not be able to achieve what they have done without your support. Thank you all. Thank you all for being here. I have to use this moment to remind you that if you are going to take pictures and post them, please tag Blue Cloud Gala. And now I will use this moment to recognize our very, very generous sponsors tonight. So our gift bag sponsors, yes, everybody has a gift bag if you haven't figured that out. The gift bag sponsors are 50 Hertz, Kong Air, Joe Water, North Shine Bookstore, and the trustees, Yi Sai Kang and James Xu. Later on tonight, we're going to have a fantastic auctions, and here we're gonna thank you to our auction sponsors, Angela B, Chen Guoqing, Meihodo, Treasure in the Clouds, Greg Zhang of Tianyoude Highland Barley Spirits. That's a lot of spiriting in this sponsor list, and Mary and William Chung of Diamond Hong, and Guizhou Maotai. Guizhou Maotai, I think they're over here. They are extremely generous. They made a donation of a Maotai to our auctions, as well as a special donation of a Maotai train wine. There's an example right here. This is a bottle, and you can see more of that outside on the table in the reception area. And so when you have a break tonight, check out a cocktail reception. And these are the liquor bottles available for pickup for you if you make a $100 donation. And if you make a $1,000 donation, you can take home a whole case. And these are not just your everyday liquor. These are the most premium spirit with hundreds of years of a legacy, most sophisticated distillation process. And they promise you will not have hangover. We shall see. And don't worry, I will be reminding you this is a great opportunity to support China Institute throughout the evening. And also tonight would not be possible without the people who have donated the time to help out. Guys, I know we're eager to chat, but I need to get through some people's list. These are the volunteers who are behind the scenes, make this a beautiful night possible. Are you ready to hear their name? Great, great. And these are the people we want to thank, our volunteers who are Eric Chen, Echo Gu, Yi Jiahe, Yinong Li, Tracy Sun, Vera Wu, Cindy Xian, and Carrie Yu. And now I would like to bring your attention to stage because it is my greatest pleasure to introduce the CEO of China Institute of America, George Ge.
Good evening. Thank you all for coming here tonight and for your generous support of China Institute in America. I would like to take the opportunity to thank our former and current trustees who collectively have been a strong pillar supporting this institution for almost 100 years. First of all, our former trustees in the room. Can I have you stand up when I call your name? Fiona Chibani, I know where Fiona is. Chen Guoqing. Jeannie Kamsky. Jeannie was our chair of the board for almost 10 years. And Ernie Liu. Where's Ernie? Thank you all. And now our current trustees, I'm just gonna call their names. Anla Chen, Ruth Jing, Yusai Khan, Michael Cooper, Catherine Pan Giordano, Sophia Shen, Kent Swig, Julie Grimes Wardolph, Pete Walker, Jun Wei, Xiao Zhang, and Ed Hyman, who could not join us, but who provided strong support for tonight's gala. Thank you so much for our former and current trustees. Now, I would like to take a moment to recognize the past Blue Cloud honorees who have joined us tonight. So some of you already heard the name, Anla Chen, Jeannie Kamsky, Yusai Kang, Dame Jillian Sackler, and Sophia Shen, Ken Swig, and Robert Hong Xiao. Thank you. And I also like to take a moment to remember 3 past Blue Cloud honorees whom we lost in the last 12 months. They are Dr. Henry Kissinger, Angela Chow of the Foremost Group, and Didi Pei, a long-term trustee and co-chair of China Institute. Let us take a moment of silence to remember them. Thank you. Tonight, we come together to salute this year's honorees for their outstanding leadership, as well as their contribution to the society and in the social exchange between the American and Chinese people. Ron Diamond, Henry Fernandez, and Sheldon Pan. So these are the people that have been inspirational to all of us in this critical time. As we approach China Institute's 100th anniversary in 2026, our mission to deepen the world's understanding of China's history over 5,000 years and of its rich and diverse culture is ever more important. I encourage you to visit us and get to know China Institute better. Even those of you who are quite familiar with us, there is much more and a lot new to experience. And I look forward to welcoming you all at China Institute. Now, I would like to welcome to the stage Ken Swick, the co-chair of China Institute Board of Trustees.
Hi. Thank you, George, very much. It's a pleasure to be here tonight. And for 98 years now, the China Institute has reached millions of people through our exhibitions, through our classes and programs in arts, business, cuisine, culture, and education. And we provide people with the tools to better understand the complexity and the dynamism of China. One can visit our new China Institute, Culinary Institute, thanks to Sophia Cheng, where cooking classes, food festivities, and private parties will be there and will show the true art of the Chinese cuisines. Today, literally today, last night, we opened up a spectacular new China Institute gallery exhibition called Gold from Dragon City, and it's magnificent, with more than 100 artworks and artifacts from the ancient 4th century Yan City in northern China. Also, you could please come to a fashion show that we'll have on September 10th. And/or please come to the Mid-Autumn Family Festival on September 21st. Or you could join us with the business leaders and scholars at our annual summit, our executive summit meeting, which is an all-day program on November 12th. There are so many more opportunities and programs that we have, and we encourage you all to join us. The China Institute is a leader in providing the insight, knowledge, and context about China that goes well beyond the headlines. And it's through all of your generosity and support that we're here tonight. So I thank you very much for that. And now, if you turn your attention to a video, we'll do a short video about the China Institute and then move on with our program. Thank you.
China Institute was originally founded for the purpose of helping American people to understand what Chinese history, culture, and people was about. Today, I think it continues to be critical for China Institute to promote such understanding and promote exchange activities because it's ever more challenging.
The China Institute today represents, in my opinion, one of the strongest and important groups out there in the United States.
The world needs a China Institute because the world's future is going to be determined by the relationship between the West and China. If you want to help shape the future, China Institute is where to go.
It has weathered all the changes in politics and culture, and today is still thriving.
China is taking a really center stage in the global perspective, so one needs to take the time to understand China.
China Institute offers an impartial window and approach to better understanding of China.
You've got two of these large economies and two populations that don't have the opportunity to really interchange ideas and cultural ideas and philosophies and understanding of peoples together. And the Institute is the real critical point to bridge that gap.
China Institute has really been an incredible resource to me in helping educate me through really high quality programming and education around these emerging issues.
There are a lot more that we share in common than our differences. And these programs really serve as a conduit to bring us together, to get to know each other, to understand each other.
China Institute is the oldest organization that shares the Chinese culture with the American people. Throughout the years, we have made many changes, such as adding language classes and business programs. And now we have an exciting new program, the Chinese Culinary Center at China Institute.
It takes young leaders like ourselves, the next gen, to continue upholding the bridge that China Institute has built for generations to come.
We are celebrating as a community and celebrating China Institute that has been carrying out its mission for almost 100 years. We are celebrating our community that has grown and will continue to grow in the coming next 100 years.
It's my honor to introduce someone whose vision and strength of characters has empowered and enriched our community. She is a founder, chair, and CEO of Serica Initiative, a nonprofit organization that uses stories, dialogues, and events to elevate the impact of Asian Americans. Please join me to welcome on stage co-vice chair of China Institute in America, Anla Cheng.
Good evening. Is everybody having a good time so far? Wonderful. It's wonderful to see new friends, old friends, and gathered here to celebrate China Institute's anniversary, almost coming up. Our centennial is coming up in a year or so, so we're building up the momentum. So we're thrilled to really welcome you all. So it is my distinct pleasure to introduce our first honoree, Henry Fernandez. Henry is currently the MSCI chairman and CEO. MSCI stands for Morgan Stanley Capital International. I'm sure all of you are quite familiar with it. And it is a leading firm for almost 3 decades to Morgan Stanley originally, and to its position today as the premier provider of stock market indices and portfolio construction and risk management tools. Prior to this, he was managing director at Morgan Stanley, president of a private equity firm called Hispanimedia, and founded his own private equity firm in Mexico. This is something that not everybody knows. He was also a diplomat at the Nicaraguan embassy in Washington, D.C. The Economist recently ran an article earlier this year, cited him as having looked at socialism in Eastern Europe during the Sandinista days, and he embraced free market capitalism and said to heck it with it. He's going to move to Wall Street. And move he did. Today, MSCI is a leading provider of investment tools with revenues of more than $2.7 billion and a market cap of more than $40 billion. The company provides valuable data and analytics, including China's indices and risk models, to help global investors better understand risks and opportunities across markets and portfolios. Headquartered in New York City, MSCI has more than 6,000 employees spread across more than 25 countries around the world, along with clients in more than 100 countries. In China specifically, MSCI first opened its Hong Kong office in 2004, when it was still part of Morgan Stanley. The company's Shanghai and Beijing offices opened in 2008 and 2009 respectively. Its clients represents the world's largest investors, many of whom may be here tonight, including pension funds, sovereign wealth funds, insurance companies, asset managers, mutual funds, ETF providers, hedge funds, and banks, as well as global corporations. Now, not only is Henry fully committed to his work, he always makes time for philanthropy. He serves on a multitude of boards, and to name a few, Royal Pharma of Stanford University, KAUST, King Abdullah University of Science and Technology, the Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center, and the former chair of the Advisory Council at the Stanford University of Graduate School of Business. Currently, which is where I met him last, he chairs the Foreign Policy Association. And no wonder this explains why, and not surprisingly, Henry was selected as one of the top 30 executives named in Barron's list of the world's best CEOs twice in the last 5 years. Unfortunately, Henry, on his way here, had a little bit of illness, and he fell ill and won't be able to join us today. But receiving his award is Duncan Curry from MSCI, his associate. Duncan, come on up to stage. Congratulations. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you. Okay, you want to say a few words?
Thank you, Anla. On behalf of Henry, I just want to say how deeply honored he is to receive this award and how deeply he regrets not being able to come here. I've been at MSCI for about 3 years, and ever since I started, Henry has told me before, during, and after his trips to Asia Pacific how interested he has been, fascinated he has been by Chinese culture ever since he was a young man. And I know that one of the things he was going to mention here tonight is that, curiously enough, his first trip to China when he was a young man was in the summer of 1979, right at the start of Deng Xiaoping's famous reforms, and his most recent trip was just a few months ago in June of 2024. And he spoke very eloquently about how those two trips were like visiting two completely different countries. So profound was China's transformation over that 45-year period. Henry also says frequently that you cannot build a diverse global company like MSCI without diverse global talent. And you cannot attract diverse global talent unless you have a deep understanding of the values, customs, and nuances of foreign cultures. So for all of those reasons, I know he is extremely supportive of the mission and the work done by the China Institute, and he is also profoundly grateful for this award. So thank you again to George, Anla, and everyone at the Institute. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Yeah, right there.
Thank you, Duncan, for the insightful speech. And for the presentation of the second award tonight, please welcome with me to stage David Messer, CEO of Freepoint Commodities.
大家好，我姓穆，名字叫苏伟。我很荣幸向大家介绍庞祥总。但有人建议我说英文，不要说中文。 否则，今晚宴会上的客人可能会生气的离开。So I'll speak English tonight, okay? Reminds me of that, yeah. I'm just curious. This is probably the wrong venue. I was an exchange student at Furen University in Taipei. Do we have any other fellow alumni of Furen in the? No, it's an elite group. I've known Sheldon Pang for 33 years. During that time, we have been colleagues, close friends, best man at each other's wedding, and we've probably been on business trips to China in excess of 20 times. And rather than recite a summary of his many professional achievements, I'm going to share with you 3 characteristics of him as a person. First of all, Sheldon is quite intelligent. And although he has a PhD from MIT, he never went to high school. This is because he was a member of a select group in Chinese. It's the Qi, or the class of 1977, entering freshmen that were the first group of students that went back into the universities after the Cultural Revolution. It was a very unique and select group. And I figured out he was pretty bright when he joined our trading firm in 1991. And in like the second week he was there, he figured out how to take his first generation Casio digital watch and program into it a very complicated Black-Scholes options pricing formula so that we could make those prices anytime, anywhere. Secondly, yeah, thank you, it is important to be able to do that. Secondly, Sheldon is an extremely devoted and proud son of his hometown, Hangzhou, China. In fact, whenever we get a resume in the office and it says the person's from Hangzhou, his immediate response is, we should hire that person. This past March, Sheldon and I, is my first trip back to China since the pandemic. Sheldon and I spent a week in Hangzhou. We stayed at the magnificent Westlake State Guest House. And Sheldon, yes, I would have to say Hangzhou is also my favorite city in China, Shanghai being a close second, of course. Thank you. Thank you. Finally, Sheldon has advanced in his career and life without compromising his values. Many years ago, my kids were very young, and I said to them, my then wife, I want Sheldon to be the godfather. I think in Chinese the term is 教父 of our children. Now, we are a traditional Jewish family. So my wife said to me, why would you want someone who's not Jewish to be the godfather of our children? And I said, well, it's pretty simple. Because God forbid, if something happens to us, I am absolutely certain that Sheldon and Hong would make their home kosher and raise our kids the way we would want them raised. Because then as now, I believe that Sheldon Pong exemplifies the essence of integrity. And so, it is with deep respect and pride that I present to you Sheldon Pong, Pong Xiaodong, my Tiagomar, for this year's China Institute Blue Cloud Prize. I think we hand it to you now. Oh, sorry. Okay. Go with it.
Well, thank you, David, for your very kind and generous words. But I'm sure you probably regret that you missed the chance to really poke fun at me. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. First, I would like to thank the trustees of the China Institute for this honor. I view it mostly as an encouragement for members of our community to get more involved in effort to increase representation of Chinese Americans in our society. 43 years ago this week, I landed in JFK, did not know anyone in this country, and had $18 in my pocket. About 15 years ago, the OCA gave me an award, and I was asked to use one word to describe my expectation for Chinese Americans in the following 10 years. And I said aspiration. There was a time when there was a lot of optimism. It turned out perhaps I was a bit overly optimistic. I did not anticipate US-China relationship would take such a sharp downturn, and I did not expect a government program such as the China Initiative could become a reality. Today, if I were asked the same, as much as I would still like to say the same, I would probably have to say uncertainty. We are living in an unprecedented time and standing at a crossroads of history. We don't have the luxury of counting on a rising tide to lift all boats. Even our safety and security can be called into question. The only way to protect ourselves and our future generations is to actively participate in the American political process. In doing so, we can increase our political representation, our voice, our influence, and contribute to the building of a more perfect union, a society of more racial harmony and a more prosperous and peaceful world. Thank you all.
Let's say congratulations again to Sheldon Pound. Sheldon has been my hero and many people's hero for a long time. He relentlessly fight for our community and selflessly give to lift everyone up. I have a great admiration for Sheldon. And tonight I learned something new about him from David, that he's a child prodigy. And Sheldon Cooper. I think this Sheldon Pound is better than the Sheldon Cooper. He's real. He's here. And also, David, your Chinese is better than mine. And now, everyone, you can see I am holding this bottle of multi-train wine in my hand. I just want to remind you that as we continue with the dinner, we'll have more awards going on after your meal. But don't forget, hey, there's a table right outside with all the multi-train spirit that is available to grab once you make a donation to China Institute in America. This is your time to shine. This is your time to get drunk as well. Please enjoy. How's everyone's dinner? Great. I have one vote in the audience. Everyone else, I can tell the filet mignon is very tender. Very. Now, I need to bring your attention to the stage because I'm going to bring up two very important men who are instrumental for China Institute, and they have an important speech to make. Let's welcome to the stage the CEO of China Institute, George Ge, and the co-chair of China Institute of America, Peter Walker, please.
Well, it's a real pleasure tonight to be able to honor Wan Ping, who is the general counsel from China to the U.S., who's been a good friend of mine for the last 6 years. I want you all to think about what it's like to be, at this point in our history, somebody whose job it is to create warm feelings between U.S. and China. This is a really hard job. But there are two things, having known Wan Ping over the years, that distinguish him. One is he always looks on the optimistic, bright side. What are the opportunities? He doesn't look at what are the problems. And the second thing is he understands that the real problems are at the government level. They're not at the people level. So he's very focused on the idea of how do we make people-to-people exchanges. So if you look at the things Wan Ping has done over the years in terms of hosting the Dragon Festival, the Lunar New Year, throwing out the first pitch in the baseball season, and hosting and supporting the student exchange program, these are all the things that he spends all of his time doing. So I think we're very excited to be honoring him. He's stepping down as Consul General at the end of this, Ambassador General at the end of this month. And he's been a great friend. And I think that we all want to give him a warm send-off and thank him for all the things, little things that he's done that add up to big things over time.
Thank you, George. Thank you, Peter. Yusai, my old friend. I was given a few minutes. First of all, I want to thank you so much for having us here, especially when I was made so famous yesterday. You still give me the chance to present on this occasion, which gives me a lot of confidence. So, first of all, I want to send my heartfelt congratulations to the honorees of China Institute of this year, to Vice Chair Ronald Diamond, Chairman Henry Fernandez, and Vice Chair Shelton Peng. Your commitment to making a positive impact on China-US cultural exchanges have set a standard of excellency. So tonight, we honor not just your achievement, but also the perseverance behind them. And for that, we are deeply grateful. Second, also, I want to thank you for the incredible honor to me. I was given that photo, which is a little heavy, but I told you I will hand take them back as a good token. I've been participating in China Institute's Blue Cloud Gala for many years already. I think since I came, every year when you had this gala, I was there. I was even given a chance to say a few words, maybe auction for a bottle of Maltai, and the auction for 1 or 2 tables. I just want to show my support. So this year, I think, as you said, I've been here for 6 years already. I surpassed my term, which used to be 3 to 4 years. I surpassed my age in China. Government officials retire for 60 when you reach 60 years. But I surpassed both, and I think it's time for me to go home and start a new life. So for the 6 years, I've been working tirelessly. Oh, by the way, New York Consulate is 10 states. It's not just about New York City. So I've been traveling all around the 10 states, working tirelessly, meeting people from all walks of life, identifying opportunities where China and the US can work together to create mutual benefits. And we do lots of communication to enhance this mutual understanding, and many others. I hosted or participated over 400 events per year, every year. So that was a very busy schedule. You only got a little bit more than 200 days as working days, right? So many events, which means New York and my constituent district is really, really a busy place. And I enjoyed doing all those jobs, having so many friends. Why I have been working so tirelessly and still feel so happy? I think I've been constantly inspired by a few things. Number one, I have been inspired by the vision and the commitment of the people and the organizations that China and the US, the two countries, should be together. China Institute is a very good example. This organization was founded almost 100 years ago. For 100 years, the commitment of introducing China to American friends, whether it's its history, its culture, its value, lifestyle, and everything. They have been doing so much, generation after generations, all the way for almost 100 years. Since I came in 2018, I participated in so many events hosted by them. It could be the way how you make a tea, it could be a class to teach school students to write Chinese calligraphy, and many other things. They recently opened a restaurant, culinary course, and I suppose you can be the best Chinese restaurant maybe in town. You only have a rivalry, that's my consulate. I mean, I admire those people who had this vision, who had this commitment. They understand the importance that China and the US need to stay together. And they have been devoted their life in doing this. I don't have to mention Dewey and Hu Shi, who founded this. I know a few very important leaders who passed away. We just, give a few minutes. I still miss Didi Pei and, a few of them. And I know Yu Sai so well. This woman, herself alone, the most famous woman in China. If you look at the book on your table, that's her name. She went to China in the 80s, teaching Chinese. She was doing the other way around. She went to China, teaching Chinese women how to dress, how to make up, how to become more beautiful and enjoy life. So she was so famous. I watching her on the TV since the 80s. And she deserved this, the most famous woman, or we can call her most influential woman in China. And George Ge, thank you so much for taking this baton and from your predecessor, and continue with this commitment and the dedication to introducing Chinese culture to American people. This is all because we understand that China and the US should be together. You have set a very good example, which will be followed by many people and many organizations. Second, I've been constantly inspired by the strong belief and the conviction that the two countries can stay together. Just like Peter just said, I always look at the bright side of the picture. When I went to Ohio, I went to the American Air Force Museum. When I saw all those jet planes flew by Flying Tigers, when I saw all those goblets, silver cup in remembering of the Doolittle Raid, who were rescued, over 60 of them, and in Zhejiang, after crash landing through the mission of bombing Japan, Tokyo. And I know more than 2,000 American pilots give their life in China, fighting the Japanese invasion for human justice. And I know Chinese also sacrificed a lot to save these American pilots who crash landed there. Those were the stories. When I saw pictures, when I saw all those things happening in history, I know America and China, regardless of the difference, we can stay together. When I landed in New York, soon I learned a story about SUNY 150. 150 it's called. SUNY, it's a New York State University system. 2008 was a year China had a devastating earthquake in Sichuan, and lots of children were orphaned. The SUNY system organized the program by having 150 orphans or students from that earthquake-stricken place to come to the US to study for a year. And those people were warmly welcomed. China and the US, both governments worked so effectively. That earthquake happened in May, but those students were able to come in August and starting in all those campuses. That was the year to celebrate their 10 years anniversary. When I say things like this, so we got students from China who came back. We got all those school presidents and teachers. I got those students, American mom and dad, putting them together. Quite moving moment. When I saw things like this, I know we can stay together. But also, during the COVID, everybody knows, my consulate, Chinese government work very closely with the states in my council district to get the PPEs, especially ventilators, from China to the US. That was a time American jets from overseas are not allowed to fly into China. And my consulate was closed already. But we opened a consulate on Sunday to issue visa in 2 hours for the pilots who were about to fly to China, to Shenzhen, to get the PPEs, the whole plane of them, to Massachusetts. We also helped the New York State. We work with the New York government to get more than 1,000 ventilators. At that time, ventilator, life-saving things at that time. And we help other states, work very closely to get all those things, as many as we can, as quickly as we can. So when I see things like this, we know we can stay together. I have a lot more examples to tell you, but I don't have the time. I just want to say, when you see the cooperation between us working together to get things done, American and China, we can stay together. And the third, I've been so inspired by the strength and the power of unity and the solidarity. I know we were different, China and America, we were so different. We were different, we are different, we are going to be different. Trust me. I've been working in this country 3 times. I was in Washington, D.C. in the 80s. I was in Chicago as a consul general in 2007 to 2010. I was here since 2018 for 6 years. In between Washington and Chicago, I got 3 years in Canada, still in North America. So out of the 5 assignments abroad, 4 times I spent are here in North America. And I am a Chinese. So I think I'm entitled to say I know people from both sides. So I've been traveling to more than half of this country, building close relationships with families, students, and many others. I think I know the people. You know what I found? We're the same guy. We share a lot of things in common. The only problem is we just don't know each other as we need to know. So that sometimes causes problems. But if we could enhance this people-to-people communication, if we could have more contacts, more people flow across the Pacific, having more face-to-face chatting, we will get to know each other better. We will find that we actually have a lot of things in common. I know the road for China and the US, the road is always bumpy. We started this re-engagement 50 years ago we had our relationship normalized 45 years ago when we were celebrating the normalization 45th anniversary. We see situations not in that positive situation, but I'm still confident because since last November, when President Xi and President Biden met in San Francisco, they reached the San Francisco vision, which means they reached a lot of consensus. People start to move. So the first 8 months, I got almost 70 delegations from China. Half of them are ministerial delegations from central government, from local government, led by ministers, led by governors, mayors, including Mayor of Shanghai. They all come to implement the San Francisco vision. You also see high-ranking government officials going from this side to Beijing. And recently was Jack Sullivan, who went to Beijing, had a very nice talking with his counterparts, and President Xi met him, had a very constructive talking. So the road could be bumpy, but if we believe the power of the youth, strength, the power of the unity and the solidarity, I think we can always find a way to get along. For China and the US, there is no possibility that we're going to decouple. It's not realistic for each side to change. Confrontation will bear unbearable results. So we actually don't have a choice. All we need to do is to stay together, find a way to get along with each other. With so many brilliant people like everybody sitting here, with your wisdom, with your vision, I think if we work together, we will help finding the way to get along like brothers and sisters in one family. As big powers, I also like to see that we are not only doing good things for the two countries and two peoples, we are actually doing things right to lead this whole world. So we have to put the responsibility on our shoulders as major powers to work together to build the world into a better place in which every country, all the people can prosper together. Ladies and gentlemen, diplomats come and go. There's always a term. So I've been here for 6 years. I regret of saying goodbye to all of you. Actually, this is actually the best time when you are in a city spending so many years, you have all these connections built up. All of a sudden, you have to leave. It's kind of loss, but this is how diplomat, business career they work. So it's hard to say goodbye, but I will carry all the friendship. I will carry all the goodwill. I will carry our future cooperation and responsibility with me, and continue to do whatever I can. I might go to a school to be a professor. I may be able to work in the NGO. I don't know. Give me some time. I will find out what I can do back. But I want to thank everybody here to give me this opportunity. I especially want to thank China Institute. Thank Yisai, thank George, thank Peter Walker, thank everybody. I think we need to show unity, solidarity, and be brave to to do the right thing. This is the future for China and the US. This is the future for everybody in this globe. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ambassador Huang Bing, for his heartfelt speech. Let's give him another round of applause. His Excellency mentioned a book, The Most Famous Woman. This is the book that's also on every one of your table. And it's also in my hand. When you look at the picture, half of the room would say, of course. The other half of the room would be like, who? Now, let me tell you, as someone who's born and raised in China, she is the most famous woman in China. In the 90s, my mother is a huge fan of Yu Sai Kang. She has her full lines of cosmetics, the bob hair, classic, iconic bob hair that is sitting on the jar of my mom's facial cream. It is a memory of my childhood. So now it is my greatest pleasure to welcome to stage a media legend, fashion icon, and the most famous woman in China and the world, Yu Sai Kang. And buy her book, it's on Amazon.
You know that by saying that she knew me when she was a child, that shows you how old I am. I'm very sad tonight because our dear friend Ambassador Huang and Lily, they are leaving. They are leaving us. For the last 6 years, they have been in this Blue Cloud Gala, and every year, faithfully they came. And also every year, they donated a dinner for auction. And let me tell you, a dinner can be as much as $30,000. So one day, Ambassador Wang was so smart, he said, I'm going to give you 2, Yu Sai. So immediately the auctioneer said, we have another one. So we, one year alone, just from the dinners, we made $60,000. So I'm telling you, you better teach Ambassador your next, the successor of yours, and tell him that they have to do the same thing for us. Since I'm the last one to present our last awardee, I just want to acknowledge, you may not know it, you're just sitting here. You may not know that there are some extraordinary people that are in this room, and they are part of the China Institute family. Some I really love and admire, like people like Anla, Guoqing, Sophia, that have inspired me to join CI. And other fantastic people here you may not even know. Let me take time to introduce you to them. 3 of my oldest friends, probably in America, are here. Ginny Kamsky. I knew you before you even knew about China Institute. You have your gorgeous son in front of me. That's your son. And I am very happy to know that he's 26 years old because, let me tell you guys why. Because when he was born, he was on the same flight with me and her mother from Shanghai to New York, and he never stopped crying. That was truly, I just asked him, he said, well, I don't remember that. I said, of course he won't remember that. But I also want to tell you that he's a bachelor. He can speak fluent Chinese. He is a Tsinghua University guy, so you know what I mean. And Anne Yan, where are you, Anne? Anne Yan, where are you, Anne? Yeah. I want you to know that Anne was the one person that worked on the 世界各地, the One World program that I produced for CCTV. She's the only one here who actually was my post-production manager. Let me give you a little bit of an idea of what it was like. In those days, CCTV did not allow subtitling. So I had to find someone to speak Chinese to actually dub someone who speaks French, for example, okay? Or somebody who spoke English so we could have Chinese, you know, for the audience in China. So we said, what are we gonna do? We don't even have students. It was 1985 or something like that, right, Annie? Yeah, with very few people in this country even spoke Mandarin. So she was so smart. She graduated from NYU. She went to universities to find them. In those days, it was the first group of students that came from China who could speak Mandarin, real Mandarin. So she was so smart, and I want to give you two names that actually were our voice-over people. One is Ai Weiwei. The other one was Tan Dun, and probably others too. So, and she had $40 petty cash to pay them for each time they came. So that was a very, very big deal, right, Annie, in those days. I want to acknowledge here Dame Jill Sackler. I knew you, as you know, since the 70s. I even worked for your husband, Dr. Arthur Sackler, who was a genius of genius. But I want you to know what Dame Sackler has done for China. Dame Sackler set up the Sackler Museum in Beijing University that was responsible for training today's museum people in China. I can tell you that there are many museum directors in China that were definitely trained by Jill's museum in Beijing University. We have to clap. We have to thank her for this wonderful gift for us. And this wonderful woman, of course, was an honoree for us at Blue Cloud Gala a few years ago. Carrie Chang is the most successful real estate broker in New York. She says she is the #1 in New York, right? Right, Carrie? We honored her in Women Who Dared in 2021. I want to explain to you what Women Who Dared was. Because of the fact that we were so abused by so many people just by being Chinese Americans, I decided that I should not let people not know what we have done in this country. I should honor a whole bunch of Chinese American women who have done sensational things in this country. I do not want them to know that we are just off the boat. I want them to know that we have contributed tremendously to this country. This is the reason why I created this Women Who Dared event. In 2021, since then, we've done in New York, in Los Angeles, in San Francisco, and next February, we'll do one in Silicon Valley. And you'll be really surprised how many extraordinary Chinese women that are working currently really well in Silicon Valley. Jeanette Chang was the Hearst publisher that was also honored in Women Who Dared 2021, and she was a publisher that actually was controlling and working on like 300 magazines around the world. Craig Bouchard is a very dear friend of mine, a brilliant businessman that turned, maybe you should wave your hands, you know, that turned thousands into millions, and on top of that, also a New York Times best-selling author. Dr. Steve Levine, the best plastic surgeon in New York City. If you ever need one, go to that one. My dearest friend, Barbara Tober, who has come to this event many, countless times. And she is, of course, you know that she was editor-in-chief of Brides magazine, started the entire business of Brides. She is a fashion icon and one of the very best-known philanthropists in this country. I am so thrilled you are here. I know you actually need to be in the country, but you are here. Thank you, Barbara. We love Barbara. Jenny Zhu, who is also a very smart businesswoman, and you will soon join our CI board. And you will also go on a culinary trip with me next month to China. We are in China Institute, we are building our travel department. I truly believe that unless you go to China, you do not know China. I can talk to you about China until my face is blue. You will not know China. So I think that one of the greatest things, and in honor of our culinary center created by our beloved Sophia, we also want to create some culinary trips to China. So you will be eating yourself to oblivion. If you are interested in Chinese food and interested in joining us, let us know, because next year we're going to have a group of a few of those trips coming up. Jenny, we welcome you. And also Michael, that handsome young man over there. You see, these young people are very important for China Institute because they are joining the board and they are the ones that are going to carry the burden, because we are going to fade away into the dust, and they are going to be responsible. So we want them to understand the mission, understand our passion, and I'm very much welcoming Michael to join us as well. That handsome boy over there. Yeah. My favorite, Fadil Barisha. If you think that all the pictures I have taken in my books and elsewhere you've seen are beautiful, I have to thank Fadil for it, because he is really the best fashion photographer in the world. Shannon Meyer, I welcome you as the Dean of FIT. I'm happy that you are here. I know that Kim Kalista might be showing up a little later. She's the... Let me see you. You guys, you have to know who she is. She is the world's #1 ranking tennis player, both singles and doubles, in 2003. Doesn't matter, but you were, right? So that is very important to remember that. Yes. Please. Unbelievable, right? World #1. My God. And my house guest right now is Paula Begon. Paula Begon is the cosmetics maven who created Paula's Choice. Then when she sold her company, it was the highest price anyone has paid to buy a cosmetic company in the history. I am so jealous. So anyway, now I have a very important question for you guys. Have you ever used a Conair hairdryer? Who hasn't used one? Who hasn't used a Conair dryer? Put up your hand. Who has not used? Who has used a Conair dryer? Everybody, right? Everybody has used a Conair dryer. In your kitchen, I want to know whether you have a product called Cuisinart, from any of those Cuisinart. Yeah. So I'm telling you, these are household names. These are truly important household products that make our lives so beautiful. Without my Conair dryer, my hair won't look like this at all. Trust me in this. I want you to know, these are truly not just well-known in the United States. These are brands that are so well-known all over the world. This is not easy to do, is it? I mean, I know a little bit about products, but it's difficult to make a brand so well-known around the world. So I would like to introduce to our last honoree, Ron Diamond, who has been responsible for this. Please, Ron. I will say more. The founder of Conair, Lee Rizzuto, was our dear friend, a visionary who started with like $100. With $100, he started a company. Today is $3 billion. And for 40 years, the last 40 years, our dear Ron Diamond has been working with him, and he transitioned this company from a hair roller company into a global brand, what I just described. This is not easy, right? It is an amazing story. Truly is an amazing story. But it's more amazing, I want to tell you, is because Cuisinart and Conair used over 100 factories in China to produce their products. People always ask me, Ron, what makes China so amazing? 40 years ago was just the poorest possible country in the world where no one knew anything about. And today, the second largest economy in the world. What happened? What happened? So what happened is really through people like Ron Diamond that actually made it happen, because they went to China. They taught the Chinese. They ordered from the Chinese. They made the Chinese rich while they make themselves richer. So I'm not going to say how fantastic you are, but let us share some experience, okay, that Ron Diamond has. Let me ask you, Ron, my dear, how long, what was the first trip you went to China?
1980.
That's before me. I didn't even go to China at that time. So let me ask you, what made you go there?
They told me I had to. No. So when we first went to, when Conair was basically formed, we basically understood that we were looking for great production, mass production, to keep up with our business. And it took us, in the years of 1979 and 80, to China. But we weren't in China in those days. We were basically a Hong Kong-based company, working with the Hong Kong folks, and then a couple of dramatic things happened along the history in those days. Number one situation was that we could not compete with the Chinese manufacturing. So the Hong Kong company and Conair came to a crossroads in 1980, making a decision to go into China. We had to really shut down our whole operation and say, we're heading into China. And we did that in 1980, and I told Yisai a little day ago that I've now made 122 trips into China.
122 trips. If you were to, 122 trips added together would equal to how many years you lived in China?
I basically would have lived in China, if you added all my trips up, for almost 8 years.
Wow,
Okay.
that's something.
And there was an advantage of that. It kept my marriage together.
Okay, Sandy. Now, how do you, okay, those early years, you must understand. You're talking about 79, 80s, okay? That is when China was just opening. I want to know, how did you travel around in China? And what was it like? Excuse me. Oh, you're going to each get one of these tonight. I bought 300 for you.
Beautiful.
And it has a thing called I Love China Institute. Don't you dare throw this away.
So today I tell the young folks and the veteran teams that represent Conair that you have it pretty easy. Today we have licenses and cars that pick us up, and we take those cars and we have special border crossings, and we get into China pretty seamlessly today. Let me give you my first trip to China. It's somewhere in 1980. I go to China, and I ask the folks in Hong Kong how I'm going to go there. Unlike our earlier recipient, who spoke, beautiful Chinese, okay, and I was super impressed, and I was going to try it tonight, but I held back, okay. I didn't know a word of Chinese, but they pointed me to a train. The train that would take me across the border into Shenzhen. And the trick on the train was how to get a seat between chickens and a goat. And I sat on a train, tried to figure out what stop to go to, then met someone from a factory, and that was my first journey to China in 1980.
So did you sit between the goat and the chicken?
I actually sat in the lap of a guy.
Okay, in those days, Chinese really didn't speak English a lot, huh?
There was no English going on in the train that I could at least decipher. I heard lots of Chinese, okay? I thought that I heard a few other languages, and I felt totally out of place, okay? Really probably wanted to get there and call my mother, okay, to tell her that I arrived. But at the end of the day, I would find out in 1980 that that first journey was the beginning of one of the most important eras of my entire life. How would I, a kid from the Bronx in New York, and this has been a central theme that I've listened to tonight, how is a kid who grew up in the Bronx on a fire escape going to communicate with people from another world? And at the end of the day, the lesson that I learned in 1980 on that train is be yourself, be true to yourself, and your neighbors really have the same values as you, even though maybe we can't communicate 100%.
Very good. So, I know that until recently, you actually were singularly using factories in China. You were forced now to use some other factories, right? I just want to know, do you have an idea how many people, by using these factories, how many people you actually employed so that the Chinese actually make some money?
Sure. So I loved your analogy before that the Chinese made money, but we made more money. And I just want to put it on the record, that's debatable. But at the end of the day, what's fascinating is that on last count, we employed millions of workers.
Sure.
And if I had an opportunity, and I did when I visited factories all over the China Peninsula, when I had an opportunity, I shook hands with every person online who basically gave their soul and heart to building our products and building them well. Okay, and that was the key. How do you motivate those people to help you?
I want to ask you, what do you think enabled the Chinese to become the factory of the world today? What are the reasons? Why?
There's a number of reasons and a number of ideas about that. Let's just take a picture back. It's 1980. I'm not in China, but I'm in Hong Kong. In those days, the Chinese would go to every hotel in the morning and they'd have meetings. And what I noticed quickly was a number of things. The work ethic was second to none. I never appeared in my building between Monday and Sunday without people sitting with me devoted to winning. That was number one. Number two, there was a spirit that we are going to show the world that we can compete and do things that are great. Let's fast forward. We then come to an era that you're all aware of. It's the internet era. It's a network like the highway network and the television network. It's just a network. And at the end of the day, in this network, we started to realize that the world was very singular, that the causes were the same. Yisai, of course, was an icon of makeup, but Asia has become the hub of makeup. Not only China, but Korean beauty and a variety of other things. The world got closer, and we started to realize that our values were similar and that we were brought together. So number one, work ethic. Number two, innovation. Number three, trying to be creative, and then hopefully the foreign mentality taught them to be competitive, that we needed to be competitive and not only find it in price, but in innovation and theory and a variety of other things. Those are the traits that were true then, that got elaborated now, and despite what you may hear about AI and chat and all of the technologies that are driving all of you as you sit here with your phones, And remember, to those of us in the room that are a little older, and I'm really appealing to the youth and the middle and the older, to those of us in the room that are a little older, teach the youngsters that are in this audience and in your everyday life that there was life before the cell phone. And before the cell phone, there was something called communication. Tapping someone on the shoulder, looking him in the eyes, putting away the phone, feeling it, so you can communicate and get everyone on the same page. That was before the cell phone.
Okay, I want all of us to, I really want to thank Ron. One thing you realize by going into China to teach them how to make all these things that we can buy today, the hair dryers, the hair curlers, the brushes, the Cuisinart products and all that, they brought them to China. They taught the Chinese how to do this, and we cannot forget. But finally, I just want to say, on behalf of China Institute, a very deep felt thank you to you, because for at least the last decade, every single time I had an event, I would write to Ron Diamond. I said, Ron, we have another whatever event. Ron, would you give me some gifts to give to a gift bag to give to my guests? And you know what he usually say when I went to the letter? He said, just tell me who I work with. And I'm telling you, as somebody who has thick skin asking for things all the time, me, I tell you, your letters always mean so much to me and always make me feel that you are behind me and you are there to assist us. And I think that is something that I want to thank all of us for the gift that he's giving to all of you tonight. Shall we?
Sid, it's pretty late. Sid, I just want to say a couple of quick things, and I'm deeply appreciative. First of all, if you would have told this kid, Ron Diamond, if you would have told me in the borough of the Bronx many years ago that I would ever sit on a stage and be spoken to from Yisai Khan, I would have basically told you, you are absolutely dreaming. Okay, absolutely dreaming. And I'm going to tell you, and I'm proud to say this, we've been friends for close to 40 years. Okay, it's been an honor of my life to be her friend. And I'm going to tell you, if the world had more Yisais, everything would be fixed.
Take a picture.
Wait, one more thing. You don't get up here, and then they'll bring up the picture, guys, and charge us a little. You don't get up here without a few thank yous. So the first thing that I need to do is to remember that I first and foremost want to thank my family. My grandkids, my kids, my daughter-in-law, my son-in-law, my kids are sitting right here at this table. And when you spend 7 years of your life traveling China, and my lovely wife is here, you don't do it without the support of a family. So give it up for my family. For 39 years of my career, I've been blessed with the greatest assistant that one could have. So give it up for Bernadette Maturo, my assistant for 39 years. To my friends who came, I'm appreciative, very appreciative. You'll never know what it all means to me. And to all of you, it's important. But remember, anyone who stands here because of a variety of different things that have happened to you in your life. To Lee Rizzuto, the legendary founder of Conair in 1959, there has never been a greater visionary than you, Lee, and it's true that if you were in this world today, Bill Gates, Stephen Jobs, Jeff Bezos would be waiting for you to enter the room. That's what an entrepreneur was, and that's what you are. Number two, very, very important. In China, not being able to be here today, is a guy that I work with for 45 years. His name is Anthony Leung. He's the greatest mechanical engineer the world ever saw. And Conair would never be Conair without Mr. Anthony Leung. So give it up for Anthony. Last but not least, I want to thank the China Institute. I want to thank the honorees who came before me. Your stories are inspiring, and they inspire me every single day. They're really amazing that you have given up and done so many things. The ambassador, thank you. George, thank you. The China Institute, thank you. And a real special thank you. A real special thank you to my mom and dad. In 2005, within 90 days, I lost them both. However, tonight, I determined to wear a ring that my father had on his right hand and that I put away for 19 years since he passed. Tonight, I'm wearing it because if it wasn't for those two people, I would never stand here. I am so grateful to be in the presence of your greatness. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Yusai Khan and Ron Diamond. How about it? That was like a free TED Talk we just got there on China. That was fantastic. Folks, this is what we're going to do. You've heard all about the China Institute and the 100 years of amazing work they've done. Now is the time to continue for the next 100 years to make that happen. So everybody, grab that paddle that is in front of you on your table and put that up in the air right now if you want to support these great programs of the China Institute. If you want, in the house lights, they're bringing them up. So put those paddles in the air. Don't worry. It will not cost you anything yet. So can you show them how it's done? That is how it's done. There we go. Here we go, everybody. Yes, that table understands. Here we go. Everybody in the room put thank you very much with a big smile. There we go. So who is ready to raise some big money for China Institute? Come on. Let me hear it. What do you say, New York? Yes, there it is. That is a Thursday night crowd. I know you could do better than that. So you want to bid, you want to get into it, and Ambassador Huang Ping, I know that you want to bid on this first item here, as you mentioned in your speech before, so we're going to get right into it. And our first bottle tonight, yes, from our great friends at Mao Tai, right here at table number 3. Thank you for this fabulous item. Here is what you are going to get from Diamond Hong here at table number 3. This is 3 bottles, not just 1, but 3 incredible bottles of our favorite beverage, Mao Tai. Here is what this is, folks. Friends, shh, 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 buzz, buzz, buzz. I know everybody's excited about it. But, friends, this is made from the finest sour gum and wheat that you can find. Friends, this is not only just a 1-liter bottle, but you also get 2 375 milliliter bottles as well. Oh, the flavors. You've had this before. How does it feel on the tongue? It feels velvety, smooth on the mouth, goes with everything. Great to drink straight or awesome with cocktails. You know this, he does. So, folks, just to get this going and start it off here, get the arms working. We're going to start the bidding at this one, and we have the 3-pack right here for you. The opening bid for this, just $500. Who's in for $500? Put that pound there. There's 5. I see. I knew we connected. $500 is the bid. Now $750. $750 is the bid. I have $500 at the top table. There's $750. $1,750 right there. I'm going to co-chair. $1,000, my friend, right here. $1,000 it is. Limited edition. You get 3 bottles, not just one. $1,000. See, I knew this was going to happen. I knew for the ambassador. You can bid for the ambassador if you'd like. Not for you. No, it is not for him. No, definitely not after he was praising it before. I've got a $750 bid. Friends, the value of this, thank you so much. Can we have a big round of applause for our donor who provided this here for us here tonight? Thank you, guys. Now, this is some of the finest spirit that we can find in the world. Is this correct, sir?
Yes, sir.
And what is your favorite part about it?
You don't have a hangover after drinking half bottle even.
You don't have a hangover after drinking it. Amazing. $750 is the bid. Now I'm looking for $850. I will take $850. I have $750 right now, folks. Who's in for $850? There's $850 right there. Thank you, number 190. $850 is the bid. Now how about $1,000? All for the China Institute. You got us here at $750. There's $1,000. Thank you very much. With a big smile on his face. Now, thank you. $1,250 sounds good to you. Now $1,500 to you. One more time. See, we love it at $1,500. You loved it at $1,000. We're drinking it with you, Sai. Yes, that is worth $20,000 right there. A drink with you, Sai. That should be one of the auction items we have. I've got $1,250 here. Do I have $1,500 of my friend? Can we get some applause? We need a little bit of encouragement here for my friend. He's in for $1,500. There it is. $1,750. Sorry, that didn't last long. Now $2,000 to you. $1,750 is the bid. If I do not see $2,000 anywhere in the room, I mean, this is a bargain. Last chance. Yeah, Yusai. We have a bid right here behind him at $1,750. Look how excited he is. He might even share some with you, but not tonight. You're not going to open it up at the table. Do I see $2,000? One more time. There it is, $2,000, my friend. $2,500. Does that sound fair? $2,500. If not, my friend here is taking this home at $2,000. $2,500 it is right there. He will not be defeated. Now, do I see Yusai's holding his hand down at this point. So, $2,500 is the bid. If I don't see $2,750 anywhere in the room, you're pointing but not bidding. That was not a bid. No, she's just pointing. That's okay. $2,500 is the bid here going once. $25 twice. Fair warning at $2,500. This fabulous package of 3 bottles is sold right here. $2,500 to my friend. Thank you very much. Paddle 190. There we go. All right, folks, that's how we go, and we're going to move right along here to our next item. Oh, my goodness. Thank you, Diamond Hong. Once again, we thought the 3 bottles were great, but how about this is the Baijiu 375 milliliter. This one is a 15-year-old. This has been aged. This is even more impressive, the 15-year-old.
This is not only 15 years, additional storage for 6 years, so 21 years.
So it was not only 15 years aged, also additional storage for 6 years, 21. You just added 6 years to it. Just like that, friends, the flavors, the smoothness. Drink it alone. I would not mix this one. No, this you bring out for the special occasions. And hey, the holidays are around the corner. They'll be here before we know it. And you can do your holiday shopping right now. You walk in someone's home for this on New Year's, come on. They're going to let you stay all month. All this can be yours, and the opening bid for this one, how about $1,000 for this limited edition, one of a kind, 15 years plus, in storage for 6. So a 21-year age bottle. There's $1,000 since you saved $2,000 a second ago. Now there's $1,000 right there. Now we're looking for $1,250. $1,250 for this bottle. $1,250 right there. Thank you very much. $1,500 is the bid. Yes, Kent, come back. $1,750 it is. Now $2,000. You're bidding against Kent Swig of Swig Equity. Just letting you know. Oh, I'm sorry. An anonymous bid somewhere in that area right there. So there's $2,000 right there. Thank you. Now $2,250. Gentlemen, I don't know exactly. There's $2,250 right there. $2,500 to you. $2,500. Put that paddle in the air one more time. $2,500. You loved it at $2,500 it is. Now $2,750. Oh, it's going to be a nice holiday party at Swig Equities if they're going to open up this one. You've had a good year so far. This is how you celebrate the end of it. We have one bottle It's been aged. Yes, we only have one of these. I'm sorry. I wish I could pull a tech one out. So $27.50 now, $3,000. Looking for $3,000. I have $27.50 now. He just raised. Is that you raising your paddle? No, it is not. $27.50 now, $3,000. Do I have $3,000 from my friends right here? If not, wow, he said, you only have one. We only have one of these. So I have $2,750 bidding on your left. Do I have $3,000? Hate to leave it here. The value of this is, I mean, it's priceless. It really is. But if I don't have $3,000, I've got $2,750 right here, anonymously at table 22. We're not sure exactly who this bidder is, but we will take a personal check. $2,750 is the bid once, $2,750 twice. Fair warning, at $2,750, this is sold right here, $2,750. And your name, sir?
I forgot.
Jimmy, table 22 here. Thank you very much, Kent. Here we go. Moving swiftly right along. Thank you, folks. Shh. Buzz, buzz, buzz. Friends, if you could take your seats just for a few more moments. You've been very patient with us this evening, but there'll be some coffee coming out, whatever you want. You can just put it on Ron's tab. It's fine. You can put the coffee and the cake on Ron's tab. Wendy, no, not happening. Here we go. Friends, shh. Oh, yes, exciting. Now we're moving into some of the rarest wines you can find in the world. The fabulous Chateau Mouton de Rothschild. Friends, shh. Impossible to find these wines, but you find them here tonight, and it benefits China Institute and all of our great work in business and culture and culinary and beyond. We have 2 bottles of the 1982. We've got 2 bottles of the 2000. Either of them, open them, not tonight here at this table. No, you can open them and enjoy them this holiday season, or save them and savor them over the years. If you have one of those Corvins, Conair should make that. They should make their own. So the Conair version of that Corvin, that's what you want to use, because that's the product brand that we trust. So you've got 4 incredible bottles of this wine. I want to thank our good friend Chen Kuo-ching for this. Absolutely. You cannot buy these wines anywhere. You cannot find them. Again, the 82, 2 bottles of that, and 2 bottles of the 2000, the 82, flamboyant, opulent, showy, the 2000, deep color, flavor. These are the wines for those wine lovers in your life. And the opening bid for this one, hey, who's in? Because the value is off the charts. Cannot find them anywhere. If this was a wine auction, these would be going for hundreds of thousands of dollars. But right now we're going to start a bid for $5,000 to kick this off. $5,000 right here. We're going up in $500 increments now. $5,500 is the next bid. $5,500. We have $5,000 right here. Looking for $5,500 right now. $5,500. Ron, excellent speech. $55 it is now, $6,000 here. $6,000 it is now, $6,500. $6,500 one more time. $6,500. Wow, this would be a fun time and a holiday party.
Excuse me, everybody. This is an important fundraising for China Institute. Can you please sit down and allow the bidding to go on? This is important. You know, anyway, all right, sorry, please.
I appreciate that. Yes, you can come on the road with me. Thank you, friends. We promise just a few more minutes. We're having a lightning round of fundraising. But again, 100 years of the great work of China Institute cannot continue for another 100 more if we don't have your very generous support here. I've got a $6,000 bid. Friends, the next bid is $6,500 for these 4 outstanding, impossible to find bottles. Thank you, $6,500 right here. Now $7,000. $7,000 is the next bid. We have $7,000. Hello, good to see everybody here at this table. You were very generous a moment ago. Is a $7,000 bid in the cards? What do you think? She says so. I should have looked to my left. $7,000, now $7,500. He's back, $75,000. $8,000 last time. That's $8,000. It is now $8,500, my friend. $9,000, he says, the messing around portion of the program. So 10,000 sounds fair. 10,000 it is. Now 11,000. You're not finding these anywhere. You're not walking down to the liquor store down the street. You're saying, give me 282 Mouton de Rothschilds. I'm sorry, what? You don't have those? Nobody does? But I could have just spent 11,000, and it also benefits culture and the arts and the great. 11,000 it is right there. Now $12,000. 12,000, and I will throw in one copy of The Most Famous Woman in China. There you go. The book is yours. 12,000, now 13,000. He's out. 12,000 is the bid. Do I see 12.5 anywhere in the room? 12,000 is the bid right now. If I do not see 12.5 anywhere in the room, $12,000 to our top table right here. Going once. 12,000 is the bid. If I don't see 12.5, fair warning, selling twice. And at 12,000, these impossible to find bottles are sold right here. 12,500, number 131. Thank you. And thank you for the assist. I needed it. I appreciate it. Here we go. As I said, we're moving fast and furious, my friends. Okay, you're in the plaza. You know all about the history, the black and white ball from Truman Capote that happened here. The Beatles, their first time in America. Here at the plaza, you get to spend a week here. You're like Kevin from Home Alone. Order all the ice cream you want. I don't know. But you're here at a residence. Thank you to the great Angela B. for providing us with this fabulous package. Thank you, Angela, because you've got a week in this apartment, this opulent, gorgeous, luxurious apartment, sweeping views of Central Park. You just got to give 2 months notice and she will work it out with you. Friends, shh. Think about this. This is some of the most desirable real estate in the world. I remember when they did the renovations here, and these residences are the toughest to get. And you're going to get 1 week in a 2-bedroom apartment overlooking the fabulous park, 5th Avenue. And not only that, but you see a glimpse of some of the art right here. Let me just tell you some of the art that is on the wall. We've got artists Qi Guocheng and Lin Haizhang and Feng Xiaomin. I hope I did okay with the pronunciations. And when that last one, thank you, was made into an immersive short film. You are surrounded by art, beauty, luxury, and opulence here at the plaza. Imagine what this residence in the sky looks like, and you're there for a week. You've got family coming into town. You want to really impress them? Stay with me at my flat at the Palace for a week. All of this can be yours, and the opening bid, I mean, come on. None of these places are even for rent. And I'm just asking for $5,000 for a week. In luxury, $5,000 is the opening bid we need right now, looking for $5,000. You're here at the plaza, you know all about it, and you're gonna be able to stay here for a week. I mean, not starting tonight, but you know what I mean. You will have to go. We'll validate parking and all that. $5,000 is the bid we're looking for right now for a week here at the plaza. You cannot get this. This is a 2-bedroom, luxurious stay for 1 week. Think of all the great weeks in the New York year. Fashion Week coming up, UN Week just in September alone, the holidays, the parades that go down 5th Avenue, you're watching from the apartment, Thanksgiving, holidays. Work it out with her, give her some time, and she'll make that happen. I'll take a bid of $4,000 to start this one off just to get it going. What do you say, folks? Impossible to rent, and we have this opportunity now at $4,000. Thank you very much, $4,000. It is now $4,500. $4,000 right there, $4,000. Hey, New Yorkers, this is a staycation. This is a getaway. I mean, you could probably fit my entire apartment in the bathroom of one of the bathrooms in this stunning place. But I've got a $4,000 bid looking for $4,500. Friends, it's priceless because you can't rent it. And thank you so much once again, Angela, for this stunning property. Angela, is there what else? What can we say about this stunning property? That if I don't mind, if you put you on the spot here for a second.
I have to say this is one of a kind in Manhattan, because the previous owner, he spent 2 years renovate these apartments, and all the workers, he moved from France. Oh, wow. It's a French craftsmanship, and it's facing the park. Imagine you can wake up, just turn on the remote, and the curtain just move on, and you will see the trees from the park. And then you turn on your Spotify with the music of either Chopin or I like to listen least in the morning and Chopin with my afternoon tea in the afternoon, and Nora Jones with the jazz for the evening with a glass of champagne, and then you can experience and sitting on the window and leave all the chaotic of the center of world just outside of the window and just live that moment. And that's true serenity. Yeah, I can take your job.
Yeah.
And this is the moment you feel you are in the center of this world. However, it's kind of blend the Eastern Taoist moment with the Western colorful, especially New York and New York energy and to go and to being. Oh, my Chinese name is being by the moment. And you can be both doing and being in my space. I don't live here. I live in Canada. I'm Canadian. So very laid back. So I will arrange all the grocery. You don't need to line up for a coffee. Sorry, they shut down the food court. You don't need to line up for the coffee. I can arrange everything for breakfast, afternoon tea from Whole Foods. You don't need to worry about anything. So I donate to my Canadian charity. Canadians buy for 34,000 Canadian dollar times 30% off US dollar. But I think you should get it.
Thank you. Thank you, Angela. There you go. She spelled it all out. That's a $4,000 bid. Now looking for $4,500 for all of that opulence, and all the groceries are taken care of for you. Coffee, everything. The curtains open. You've got Chopin. You've got whatever you want. $4,000 is the bid. Now looking for $4,500. Angela, thank you so much. Once again, do I see $4,500? I have it right here. $4,500. Thank you. Now $5,000 to you. One more to you. Loved it at $4,000 with everything she just added in. It was like a priceless opportunity to take us to $5,000. You'll let her have it. So I have a fourth. We'll call it $5,000. Is that fair? I'll take it for 10. She'll take it for $10,000. I don't see in advance of that. So it is sold right here at $10,000. Beautiful. Thank you, Angela. Here we go. Now, we've got a few more quick items for you, and you have to. This is a breathtaking opportunity. So, to hear more about this, please, my good friend Ariane, play this gorgeous video of a 5-day retreat in Japan.
Nestled in the volcanic basin of Mount Aso, Japan, lies the world's largest geological park. The volcanic heat and flames bring energy to this land. Its people draw inspiration from nature and the rich history. A unique manor is erected and nurtured in this place. Escape the city and experience serenity at Meihodo. within the private forest camp in the park. Savor moments with friends over a cup of coffee, or host a forest party. Comfortably accommodating up to 30 guests, ensuring everyone enjoys a premium and unforgettable stay. Meihodo eagerly awaits your presence.
Whoa, namaste. My God, that is where you want to stay. 5 nights of absolute serenity for 5 people. You can see all the highlights. Most importantly, all of those meals are prepared for you while you're there by an incredible chef. We've got a dedicated driver for you. You're going to learn archery, the ancient art of archery. You're also going to partake in a tea ceremony. All of this, tours of the gardens, everything, and the ancient volcano. All of this can be yours. Have a trip. Once in a lifetime bucket list trip to Kumamoto. Who's in to start this off at a bid of just $8,000? $8,000, now $9,000, make it $10,000. 10 is the number we're looking for now. 5 nights, 10 it is now. 11,000. 11,000. Yes, you guys can all go together to be fun. You need 2 more people. I'll go. You'll go too. The 5 of us will all have a great time. What do you think? We've got $10,000, now $11,000. Can we get some of that encouragement here, folks? I know it's in the room. There's $11,000 right there. Thank you, Angela. Now $12,000. Angela's back. $12,000 to you. Do I have $12,000 bid? 12 it is right now. Now $13,000. $13,000. You saved all that money before on the beautiful 13. Oh, she says she's giving it to her. You put it up. 13 it is right there. Now 14,000. 14 for 5. Yes. Whenever, yeah, it is, based on availability, but this is a Kim Clijsters kind of trip, I would say. Wouldn't you? 13 is the bid. Now looking for $14,000. Do I see 14? Yes. 5 incredible nights, 5 incredible people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Don't follow them on Instagram because they're going to have way too much fun. You're not going to want to see that. But we've got a $13,000 bid looking for $14,000. The value is off. The value is at least $17,000. That is true. It's on the cards. The cards do not lie. 13.5. Would 13.5 make it a little bit more palatable for you and your 4 friends? They're going to Venmo you the money. It won't be a problem. 13 is the bid now. 13.5 to you. I'll extend that same option. I have a $13,000 bid right now. 13.5 it is right there now. 14,000. 14 is the number we're looking for right now. This side of the room. Anytime you want to jump in, look at this incredible trip. You are going to partake in the elegance of the tea ceremony. You're going to be part of archery. It is going to be a bucket list, once in a lifetime experience. So I've got 13.5. We do have to move along with the program here, a little bit behind here. If I don't have 14,000 anywhere in the room for a $17,000. See, the arms are crossed. They need to be up in the air. That's how we bid. That's how we raise money to keep China Institute lively, exciting, innovative for the next 100 years. But at 13,500, we can do a lot with that too. Do I see 14,000 anywhere in the room? If not, we're gonna have to push this here. 13,500 is the bid. If I don't see 14 going once, fair warning, 13.5 going twice, and at 13,500, I hate to see this sail away from you, but it is going to, because it is sold right here, $13,500. You've done it. Congratulations. Now we have, and this is the item that everyone was talking about. Please welcome my good friend Brianna to the stage, because, friends, let's see the next item up for bid. Look at this necklace and the earrings that she's wearing, and this alternative pair of earrings. All of this comes with the package. Friends, how does it feel to wear this?
Fabulous.
Fabulous. And it's very lightweight, right?
Yes.
Very lightweight. I'll give you the highlights because we're going to have to move quickly here. This is created by our good friends at the Hope Sapphire Company in Sichuan. Thank you so much. They, my friends, are the largest lab-made blue sapphire and ruby producers in the world. And that is what you are seeing here. Not one pair of earrings. Gentlemen, anything to make up for? This is a great opportunity. Get the holiday shopping done now. Big birthday, anything like that. This is the opportunity that you're going to get. The necklace, 8 large red rubies and 6 sapphires. Sterling silver with elegant gold vermeil chain. On top of that, the earrings, the blue sapphire, 7.5 carats. The red rubies, 3.75 carats. Don't even tell me that you don't look at that and say, yes, I have all my holiday shopping done right now, and I need an opening bid. Yusai is very excited. How does $10,000 sound to you? She says yes. She knows that this is a bargain. We're going up in $1,000 increments. 10 is the bid now, looking for $11,000. 11 is the bid we're looking for right now. 11,000. Thank you. 12,000. 12,000. 12,000 right here. I like this table. We're going to take you guys on the road. You can have the centerpiece too as well. Thank you. 12 is the bid now. 13,000. 13. Can you walk around a little bit? Do you mind walking around? I'll help you off the stage here. We'll use the stairs. Here we go. We have 12,000 now. They are coming. The bidding is happening right over in this area, so let's keep it warm over here. 12,000 is the bid. Now looking for $13,000. Friends, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Thank you so much to our donor for providing us with these. Look at those. You guys just did this photo shoot this week. This looks like this is the cover of Vogue. And you can say these are yours. $12,000 is the bid. Look for $13,000. The fair market value. There's 13 right there. Thank you very much. Now 14,000. 14 is the bid. Yusai, you know so much about these. Thank you for helping secure this donation.
This is made by a very important company in China. These are the biggest maker of man-made diamonds, lab-made diamonds in the world. In fact, I asked them, who do you supply? Who's your biggest? Who is the company that you supply most to? You know what they said to me? Tiffany. I was so shocked. I was so shocked. And I want to explain to you the fact that you look at those big rubies and big sapphires. I must tell you that these are very, very rare. In man-made diamonds, it's very, very difficult to make them so big. And also, you know, it's getting more and more popular. You remember Taylor Swift's wedding engagement ring is made of man-made diamonds. And you know why they are so good? Because they are also sustainable. And they are gorgeous. Would you ever say to me that this is only $13,000? No, right? It is absolutely stunning. And it also comes with a pair of rubies as well. They are really beautiful. They're really beautiful. And nobody would ever, if you have to buy this in Bulgaria, this will be a few $1 million.
Yeah. Yeah, at Bulgaria, it would be a few $1 million. But here, tonight, 14,000 is the bid we're looking for right now. You got the alternative areas. You want to wear the rubies one day? There's 14,000 right there. Thank you, smart man. 15,000 is now the bid we're looking for right now. 15,000. Friends, the fair market value alone of these is 27,000 plus. Thank you. Ron Diamond, ladies and gentlemen, a man who knows. Yes. You're excited. Sandy's excited. Yeah, yes. So 14 is the bid now. Now $15,000. Looking for 15,000. Don't drop your paddle. Put it in the air. It's 15. 16,000 to our honoree. Ron, what do you say? This is an historic moment. We heard you talking so fondly about all of your experiences. 122 trips to China. The man has given 8 years of his life, and he's here putting that hand in the air again. These are for the woman to your right, I would imagine. Not, if they are for you, that's fine as well. But we have a $14,000 bid looking for 15,000. There's 15 right here, thank you. I gave you a chance. Now 16,000. 16,000. It's like a half price sale right now, and it all benefits the China Institute. 16,000 would be the bid. This, oh, what a lovely, this is really a great, yeah, this is a really great table. But we do have to move along there. I have a $15,000 bid. If I don't see 16,000, a value off the charts, and you have an opportunity to steal these right now. Get all that. There's 16,000 right there. Thank you very much, my friend. He knows. 16 is the bid right now, looking for $17,000, but still way far in the money. There's 17,000 right there. Thank you. You've got a bidder right behind you, sir. There was really a gentleman right there who just came in from the men's room. He said, "What did I miss?" I didn't miss. Oh, here, he threw that in. Now 18,000. One more. Can we get some encouragement here, folks? What do you say? 18. 18 it is. Let's call this 20,000. Then let's call it a day. You know this is what you want. Put that paddle in the air. Oh, 20,000. Now 22 to you. We have a $20,000 bid. Look how excited she. Look at that smile. Look at that happiness. You can't buy that. And imagine when you go down to the China Institute and you go down to the culinary floor on our main floor and you see people learning learning how to make Chinese food, learning more about the culture, learning more, being educated. There's a fashion show going on, and all this is because of your generosity. 22,000 it is! Now 25 to you, my friend. What do you say? You know what? I will do you a favor. I'll make it 23,000. Is that easier for you? No, he's out. 22,000 is the bid. Do I see 23,000? Remember where all this money is going. Remember everybody who came up on the stage tonight and talked about the great programs, and talked about the difference that this place makes. The culture, the business, bridging that gap, bridging that divide when we need it the most between China and the United States. And a $22,000 bid will do a lot to get us there. Yusai, what do you think about that?
I need someone to give me $26,000. $26,000 is the actual price that is sold. So I need someone to give me $26,000, not $24,000. I mean, I will lose my face to tell the Sapphire people.
You're 26,000, there it is right there. Yes. And do I see 30,000 anywhere in the room? Kim, what do you think of those? She likes them, but she's not taking them. What do we think? We're out 26,000, and you're getting a big hug right now from Yusai Khan. Ladies and gentlemen, 26,000 once, 26,000 twice. Fair warning at 26,000. This incredible collection, thank you so much. Sold right here to the gentleman at table number 30. 26,000. Friends, please stay with us for just a few more moments because everyone's going to have the opportunity to give when we're going to ask you to support China Institute. But I have one more incredible bucket list package, and let's roll that video to see about Tibet. Incredible. 7 days in Tibet. Was that the bread? 7 years. 7 days in Tibet for 4 VIP guests. Talk about bucket lists. You have an English-speaking guide with you, guided tours, a welcome dinner for all your VIP guests, 2 couples, 4 incredible friends. You have a distillery visit and a tasting. I want to thank our good friends at Tian Yoda and Greg Zhang. Where's Greg at table 20? There's Greg right here. Greg, thank you so much for this incredible package. We can all see the highlights here. The tasting. You actually seal your own bottle there. This is out. This is stunning. You're going to travel. Tell me more about this trip in 30 seconds or less.
Yeah. So the most important things is when you be in Tibet, you're gonna die. But we gave you oxygen, so we save you anyway. That's on the top of the world, the place you've never been. So just touch your feeling, your soul, and say if you want to go, because you need a permit to be there. We get everything done for you. Wow. That's the most important things. Thank you very much.
Yes, VIP, they're getting everything done for you. Cultural dance around a bonfire. Yes. Well, I was thinking 10,000 to start. How does that sound? Does that sound good? 8,000? Oh, I did. I like this. Is fantastic. She goes, 10,000. What are you talking about? 8,000. 6,000 sounds good to me. 8,000 sounds good to me. Want to start it there? Is 8 better for you? 8,000 it is. Fair deal. Now we're going up in $1,000 increments. Who's in for $9,000? This is Tibet. You heard everything's being taken care of for you. 9,000 it is. Thank you very much. Yes, better than a week at the Plaza. I would agree. 9,000 it is, although that's fabulous too. 10,000. See, now we're at 10. We're at 10. We have a $9,000 bid on 10,000, she's back. Now 11,000 to you. 11,000, still an absolutely stunning bargain. You had some very inspirational words before, sir. Thank you very much. What do you think about a trip to Tibet and 11,000? It's a great idea, he says. You're not, it's you, yeah. Yeah, that's why she's got the back turned for you. She's not even looking at you. I have a $10,000 bid. Now we're looking for 11,000. 11,000 it is right here. Now $12,000. 12 is the bid we're looking for right now. What do you say? 12,000 for Tibet. Everything's been taken care of for you. You've got 3 lucky friends that are going to get invited for this trip. And then at the end of it, you'll go down to China Institute and you'll say, let me tell you about my trip. And you're like, what's going on here? It's like, this was funded by your generosity as well. So all of that could be, yes, Greg?
Yes, bring your driver license. We give you 2 cars you can drive yourself, and you will feel how it will be a drive in the top of the world. You cannot speed up as same as this level. That's the level of 3,800 meters high.
And if you don't want to drive, there's a train that will take you to all these places, right?
Yeah, if you like take the train, yeah, we can take the train to you too.
After a day at a 600-year-old distillery, tasting, bottling, doing all this wonderful stuff, drive, train, your choice. Thank you for that. 12,000 is the bid I'm looking for. I have 11,000 right now. 12,000 will put this over the top. This is Tibet. This is once in a lifetime. Could you get them to Everest while they're there? No, that's an entirely other trip. You can work on yourself. I have $11,000. Look at 12,000 right here. Thank you very much. See, before when I said that the 4 of them can go to Japan without you, she took that personally. She said, I'm going, and I'll decide who my 3 VIP friends are going to be. 12 is the bid now. $13,000. I've got 12 here. Do I see $13,000? Yes, Ken. Johnny, table 22 here. Yes, 12,000 it is. Do I see 13,000? I do not. Do I see 13 of my friends right here? I do not. You've waited it out. You've taken them all down. 12,000 is the bid for Tibet. 7 days, 4 VIPs, all the great stuff taken care of for you. 2 cars, so you don't have to jam in 1 car. This is going to be amazing. 13,000 is the bid. If I don't see it, 12,000 is the bid here to my friend here going once. 12,000, fair warning. Once in a lifetime trip to Tibet. Going twice at 12,000. This is sold right here, $12,000. Table 5. It's like just that backhand. She said, there it is. It was beautiful. There we go. Friends, big round of applause to all of your generous donors. Now quickly, everybody here wants to participate, especially if you were guests of someone tonight, you want to say thank you. Right now we're going to ask you to support our programs for the last 100 years to get us to the next 100 years, and think about our main 5 areas that we work on: arts, culture, culinary, friends, business. We heard so much about tonight, and you have the opportunity to support us. So who wants to be that hero to step up with a game-changing gift of $25,000 to support these fabulous programs that we have at the China Institute? $25,000. Think of the difference you can make right now. I saw somebody pointing there. There we go. Panel number 196 is in for $25,000. Thank you very much, sir. Here we go. Now, we have some cards on the table for you to please fill out. If you don't have a pen for $25,000, I think I could probably find you a pen. There we go. We got a pen right there, and our volunteers are very athletic. How about a round of applause for this table over here? $25,000 to get us going. Who would like to match that generosity? Because, you know, Oh, I thought you were saying, yeah, or you were just excited about the $25,000 bid. Understand there. Since 1966, the China Institute Gallery has presented 120 exhibitions with art of 5,000 years old and more. And you can support with that right now. So how about 2 gifts of $10,000 gets us another $20,000. Who's in for $10,000 right now? $10,000. Thank you so much. You guys have been amazing. You've been patient, you've been generous with us all evening so far. $10,000. We could do a lot with that. Think about the connections between China and New York, the United States. And there's a $10,000 gift as well from our co-chair. Thank you very much. $10,000. Put your hands together, folks. What do you say? Who's been inspired to match that gift? 19 executive summits over the last 20 years alone, bringing the worlds of East and West together. And if I had 4 gifts of $5,000 right now, that would be another $20,000. Who's in for a gift of $5,000 right now? Put those paddles high for China Institute. Thank you. Thank you, paddle number 210 and number 141. And again, we have the cards right here on the table. And our volunteers, if you could get to our friends right here, thank you. You can fill these out yourself, or our volunteers will be right over in just a second. That's another $10,000. How about a round of applause, folks? What do you say? Come on. 10, 20, 30, 45,000. We're on our way. The next gift of 5,000 gets us to 50,000 here alone. Who's in for a gift of 5,000 to get us to that mark? The generosity leading into the room tonight has been absolutely incredible. We've heard a lot about our culinary. Our culinary institute, if you come to China Institute downtown on Washington Street, you will see this beautiful facility that can have over 200 people in it. And for $2,500, if we had 4 gifts of $2,500, that's another $10,000 right now to support that. Who's in for a gift right now of $2,500? Put that paddle high in the air, and that would be tax deductible, of course, as well. So who's in for a gift of $2,500? 2 gifts gets us another $5,000. That gets us over $50,000 in just a few moments. And you guys have been absolutely incredible. And so many great ways for you to support. If we had 10 friends raise a paddle right now at $1,000, that gets us another $10,000, well over that $50,000 mark. Who's in for a gift of $1,000 right now? Our volunteers are all over the room. They've been incredible. They're very athletic. They will find you quickly. Thank you. We've got 2 gifts here of $1,000 each. Come on, folks, put the hands together. I know it's been a long night. You've been great. You have been excellent to us. We've had 2 gifts right here of $1,000. Thank you so much. And friends, finally, continue to give. And remember, if you were a guest of someone tonight and you want to say thank you for meeting some of the legends and icons that were on this stage tonight, how about we raise a paddle right now for $500 to finish this up strong? Let me see 10 hands in the air at $500 for another $5,000 to finish this up this evening. Thank you, sir. Thank you. And the cards are on your tables, friends. A gift of $500 to support all the great work that we're doing in the arts, in business, in culture, in culinary. So many fabulous ways for you to support. And of course, our education programs that go on all the time. You can be a part of that. These cards are right on your table. Do not leave tonight without putting a meaningful gift here, especially, again, you're a guest of someone. You want to say thank you for that gorgeous steak dinner. Thank you for that beautiful red wine and everything else. And with that, folks, give yourselves a gigantic round of applause. You've been incredibly generous this evening. Thank you. And back to our MC to wrap up the evening. Have a great night. Thank you.
Thank you so much. What a great show of support for China Institute of America. I want to say thank you so much for all the bidders and donors. And Pat, fantastic job. What a great enthusiasm and humor. Now, please enjoy your dessert. And don't forget, on your way out, there's a gift bag. There's a gift bag. And still time to finish those pledge cards to keep the donation going. Thank you so much. Have a good evening.